first, the news with Gary Lipitor and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Lipitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And luckily, no reports of any major damage from those winds.
Yeah, that's the good news here. I mean, we did see some pretty strong winds last night. Thankfully, nothing was to the point where, as you mentioned, that could be anything on the severe side. Let's take a look at those reported wind gusts yesterday from the Mesonet network. And some of them topped 42, potentially 45 miles an hour. And it was in locations we expected it to be the highest impact, just south of the Mohawk Valley. As you head into other locations here in the Mohawk Valley, wind gusts as high as 34, 31 miles per hour. So the good news is the winds were not as strong as, say, nearing 50 or 60 miles an hour, but still, these are still incredibly strong wind gusts here across the area. And current wind speeds right now are sitting in the single digits, which is the good news here early today. Still a bit blustery, wind speeds from the west around 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're going to see those winds pick up again this afternoon, but again, not anything on the severe side. Downtown Utica, along with the rain, or along with the winds, there are some rain showers rolling through the region, even in some spots. Some snow showers in those higher elevations. So we're going to wait for any reports coming into that actually reaching the ground. Either way, lake effect rain and a few snow showers to start your day today. We will dry up with temperatures only peaking in the low 40s. So wind chills today are going to be on the chilly side. Definitely bundle up and grab that winter jacket. We're going to track again what we can expect rain-wise over the next few days and how it's shaping up for the weekend straight ahead. Gary.
Eric, thanks. Last month, Governor Hochul signed.
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Time now is 5:09, going on 5:10 in a couple of seconds here. Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at a quick forecast as you head out. Your forecast in a minute here on News Channel 2 at sunrise. First off, a look at some area roadways. Of course, obviously with that rainfall, it's a bit damp out there. There might be some ponding in some low-lying flood-prone areas in those roadways this morning, too. Just a heads up for that. But something else to mention, too, with those higher elevations. For example, a live look in Old Forge, 33 degrees. Yes, the snow isn't sticking on the roadways due to, again, that rainfall making the roadways a bit damp. But you head off of those wet concrete or asphalt surfaces, you can see snow collecting on the grass, on roofs, so you have a light accumulation of snow up in those higher elevations north. Now, live look at the radar. There are some pockets here. No confirmed reports yet of snow falling in Otsego County right now, but either way, we are tracking the end of this rain and a few snow showers this morning. Rainfall arriving late Friday, and then so far mostly cloudy heading into Saturday. We're going to dive into this in a lot more detail here coming up in a few minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We won't soon forget.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
A damp and breezy start to your day today. Winds weakening after last night. And in fact, we take a live look at downtown Utica, where surfaces, again, still a little bit on the damp side as you head out to work early today. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 radar. We can see we have some lake effect response expected this morning. A couple of bands primarily moving through the Mohawk Valley and south. A couple of them moving through just north of the valley, hiding underneath the radar scans here. And then a few more scattered snow showers and showers up north. Either way, it's an unsettled start to your day today. We zoom out. We're going to see this begin to fall apart in terms of the rain and snow as we progress toward the late morning and early afternoon. So today, high temperatures in the low 40s. Winds are going to pick up, especially in the early afternoon, between 15 and 20 miles per hour. Again, not as windy as last night, but it is still going to be on the breezy side. So that feels like temperature will be at 35 degrees. That's the feels like high for the day today. So I do recommend dressing warmly heading out to work today. In terms of rain chances, as I mentioned, the rain will diminish as we progress toward the afternoon and beyond. Temperature-wise, despite today's chilly temperatures, we do warm up into the 50s Friday and Saturday, low 50s, I should mention. And then by Monday and Tuesday next week, look at that, highs in the 30s. We have a much more notable system producing some cooler weather approaching the end of the weekend next week. Bigger picture shows relatively quiet weather temporarily. Our next round of rain, notable rain, will be arriving heading into Friday evening and then, of course, overnight. But for now, if you're heading out to work today, you could be encountering some rain showers, maybe a few snow bands in those higher elevations. Again, no confirmed reports just yet of snow reaching the ground in any parts of the Otsego County. If you're a sky watcher or a viewer down there and you're seeing snow showers, send any reports to weather@wktv.com. I'd love to have any confirmations of that taking place. Still, as we progress toward the evening, sunshine turns to clear skies tonight. A very narrow lake band shifting north, but that's not going to produce anything in terms of rain or snow. And then Friday starts out cloudy. We'll see maybe a peak of sunshine here and there, but the rain moves in the evening and night. And then by early Saturday, starting out dry, a few areas of patchy drizzle, but that's really about it in terms of any rainfall for Saturday. Sunday, more rainfall begins to arrive, and that's that pattern shift as we approach early next week. So yes, Monday and Veterans Day are going to be a bit chilly. Highs only in the 30s, dodging some lake effect snow chances, and still, it's that time of year. We're going to be seeing some snow chances moving in over the next couple of weeks. But for today, though, a bit blustery with some scattered rain and snow showers, and of course that's going to weaken and drying up this afternoon.
Yeah, pretty sight up in Old Forge, though.
Yeah, a little nice dusting of snow.
Eric, thanks. The New York State Department of Environment once again, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libator. A bit of a damp morning out there. Meteorologist Eric Gage is over in the Weather Center. And Eric, you mentioned a dusting of snow actually up in Old Forge. Yeah, that's right. Cameras up there reported some dusting of snow on non-road surfaces. So bit of a nice scene up there in the Adirondacks. But the main story, of course, the past 24 hours have been the winds. And here's a look at those wind gusts reported yesterday. Thankfully, it wasn't as severe as the worst case scenario. There were reports of trees down in Otsego County, one report in Lawrence, but for the most part, it was isolated. And this is great news for an event like this. You can see Brookfield, 45-mile-per-hour gusts yesterday, 42 in Brookfield, and Progressive getting lower into Westmoreland, 31-mile-per-hour wind gust from that location. Wind speeds right now still a bit blustery. They're expected to increase again this afternoon. Not as high as these numbers back here, but still decently high. In downtown Utica, we have a damp start to your morning today, and as Gary mentioned, as you head up those higher elevations, it actually switched over to snow. So either way, Yorkville Battery Live Radar showing that lake effect rain band, even a few spotty snow showers down south. If you have any reports of any snow falling in the Southern Valley, send a report to weather@wktv.com. Either way, today we start out damp. We're going to see some sunshine this afternoon, drying up, but highs only in the 40s, wind chills in the 30s. So I do recommend bundling up heading out today. We're going to dive into the forecast for the next few days coming up in a few minutes. Gary. Eric, thanks. The skies may not be...
This live look of downtown Cooperstown is brought to you by the Leatherstocking Credit Union.
Welcome back to Sunrise, everybody, on this Wednesday morning, or I should say Thursday morning. This week is already flying by. Yesterday, we got to see a great scene in the afternoon sky. If you're wondering what the sky looked like at a time yesterday afternoon, this is from a rare asparagus cloud formation taken in Schuyler. And these types of clouds look as if they're the underside of a bunch of waves. It's again, a very rare cloud formation, and we received calls about it, we received emails, photo submissions, and again, one of my favorite clouds. So amazing photo right here. If you have a photo to share like this one, showcasing some rare clouds, any November or fall-like conditions, sent to WKTV.com/weather/picks. Again, today we're talking about some cooler temperatures, some rain, even a few snow showers working their way in those higher elevations. And on top of that, we have some winds picking up this afternoon, so those wind chills will likely be in the 40s or even in the mid-30s. So a bit chilly today. We're going to talk about what we can expect rain-wise for the rest of the week straight ahead. Gary?
Eric, thanks. It's that time of year. The tree that will...
Most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Starting out with some damp conditions after a bit of a windy one last night. And we're still going to track some stronger winds today, but nothing that could warrant any alerts at this hour. Downtown Utica, a live view. Again, we got those wet roadways. Watch out for any ponding taking place. A look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar for now. Based off of the reports, again, thank you for all of you who've been submitting reports to us, both on social media and in emails. So far, it looks like the blues here, which indicate snow in the southern valleys, only those higher elevations are reporting a wintry mix or even snow, mainly sticking to non-erode surfaces like the tops of tables or whatnot outside. So for now, it's, of course, rain in the Mohawk Valley, rain in a lot of the southern valleys, and a few flurries mixing in. Obviously, up north, it's cooler. There's more snowfall accumulating on non-erode surfaces up there as well. And as we progress throughout the morning, the lake effect machine will really begin to weaken, but the winds will still remain strong and the temperatures remain on the cooler side. Highs only in the low 40s today. Wind speeds will be between 15 and 20 miles per hour in the mid-afternoon. That feels like temperature, that wind chill is going to feel like the mid-30s this afternoon. So I do recommend, if you're heading outside today, to dress warmly, maybe that extra thick flannel as you head outside today. And lastly, when it comes to that rainfall chance, that rain and snow will weaken and end as we progress toward the late morning, early afternoon. Temperature-wise, we warm up the next few days into the upper 40s and low 50s, but following that, by the end of the weekend, Monday and Tuesday, look at that, heading into Veterans Day, we're back down into the 30s. So we have some cooler temperatures looking ahead to next week, but let's take a look at what we're going to expect for the next couple of days. So again, we're tracking those scattered rain and snow showers from lake effect today. This afternoon, it dries up, sunshine. Highs in the upper 30s, low 40s. Then by tonight, we're going to see clouds increase tomorrow, mostly cloudy to start your Friday. Still looking dry, though. Rain develops heading into Friday evening, and that'll linger overnight into early Saturday. But Saturday, by the early morning hours, mostly dry. A few areas of clouds here and there, and even some patchy drizzle in the mid-afternoon, as you can see here, even I would say close to the late afternoon. But there's more rainfall on the way as we progress toward Sunday. And lastly, we take a look at next week. Still, there are some signals pointing some lake effect snow. Again, it's still too early for any official forecast, but just a heads up that early next week, going to be on the chilly side, 30s, snow chances hit or miss. And then, overall, a pretty seasonably cool stretch of weather for our second week in November. So this month already flying by, Gary, before we know it. 1 week down a few weeks ago, it's Thanksgiving, then it's Christmas time.
Yeah,
so
6 days in already.
Yep, here we are.
November is flying. The time right now is 5:54. Still ahead one last
News with Gary Liberatore and meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Thursday morning. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And the good news, we did have winds last night, but they weren't as bad as expected.
Yes, that's the good news. The worst case scenario did not take place.
Yes.
So when it comes to outages, you know, anything in that sort, that's the great news there. We take a look right now at the wind gusts reported yesterday, just to give you guys an idea of the difference. So we did see some pretty strong winds. You can see Brookfield 45 mile per hour wind gusts, Sherburne 42, even in the upper 30s for wind gusts in Lawrence, Springfield, Herkimer, in Westmoreland at 31 miles per hour. There were isolated reports of trees, in fact, one tree down in Lawrence, but again, the great news is this was not a worst case scenario. And anytime we have an event like this, With no worst case scenario, that's always the best news to hear. We still have some pretty decent winds here across central New York. We have west-northwest winds of around 8 to 12 miles per hour. We'll expect that to climb again today with these sustained winds, but again, not as strong as what we were expecting last night. Downtown Utica, live view. It's damp out there early today with some ponding in some low-lying areas. Just a heads up if you're heading out to work. The radar picking up on that lake effect rain, even a few snow showers working its way through the region. And we will see that begin to end and more sunshine to work its way in the afternoon. But I do want to emphasize it's going to be a cold one today. Highs only in the low 40s, wind chills in the 30s. I do recommend grabbing an extra layer heading out to work today. We're going to dive into the conditions later on this evening as well as for the rest of the week coming up in that full forecast. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Last month, Governor Hochul.
Welcome back. Time just turned 6:10 on this Thursday morning. Here's a look at your forecast in a minute if you're quickly heading out to work early today. First off, we take a look at the current conditions out there, a live look at roadways, which again are a bit damp this morning. Now, with the lack of sustained rainfall in some locations here this morning, you might not expect a whole lot of ponding, but of course, those low-lying areas, a heads up when it comes to that too. A look at current conditions in Old Forge, however, in those higher elevations, snow is mixing in on non-road surfaces, even reported in, say, Richfield Springs and Earlville. Higher elevations in the southern valleys also seeing that snow. You can see it here on the Yorkville Battery Live radar. Snow band here and then passing through Shenango and Otsego County. Of course, there's more snow heading up north. Mohawk Valley seeing rainfall. Either way, we're going to dry up over the next couple of hours. Some sunshine moves in this afternoon. And then by tomorrow, we start out dry. Rain develops late, mostly cloudy Saturday with an isolated sprinkle in the afternoon and evening. We're going to dive into this in a lot more detail, go hour by hour. Plus, we're going to talk about those wind chills today. You definitely want to bundle up. It's going to be a bit cold out there. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We won't soon forget the collapse.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, everybody. Time now is 6:19, and we begin with damp conditions today. We have a look at downtown Utica right now, where it's not currently raining in this exact location here, but other spots reporting some rainfall, even some snow mixing in those highest of elevations in Otsego County, Shenango County, Madison County, and of course the Adirondacks up north, northern Herkimer, Hamilton counties. So that's that snow is mixing in. Not a whole lot, maybe a dusting of snow if that, but rainfall in the Mohawk Valley and other those low-lying areas here across the region. We zoom out here, we have still some of that lake effect response. It's going to weaken as we progress toward the next few hours, with highs today only in the low 40s. You can see here we're about 10 degrees cooler than average today. And despite the temperatures on paper being in the 40s, you see these wind speeds here today between 15 and 20 miles per hour, bit windy today. The feels like temperatures will be only in the mid-30s. So today is one of those days you want to grab that winter layer, maybe a heavier jacket, a thicker flannel, just anything to stay warm if you're heading outside today. Rain chances, by the way, weaken as we head into the evening with dry weather expected this afternoon. So it is cooler today. We do expect to warm up tomorrow and for Saturday, highs near 50. I guess you can call that a warm-up. But either way, we head into Sunday night into Monday, and look at that dip down in temperatures. Go from the 40s down into the mid-30s for the early half of the week next week. So a bit of a pattern shift expected toward the end of the weekend. So our Skycast shows some scattered rain and snow showers today. That does end. We will see some sunshine move in this afternoon. Then by this evening, clear skies for the most part. A weak lake effect band sweeping north, but we're not expecting any rain or snow from that one. Just mainly a few clouds. Then cloudy skies work their way in Friday morning. By the afternoon, maybe a glimpse of sunshine here and there, but we will be expecting rainfall to arrive tomorrow evening into the early overnight hours. Patchy drizzle into the early hours Saturday, drying up. There's more chances for patchy drizzle as we progress toward Saturday evening, as our next round of rainfall will arrive as we head into Sunday. And I'm thinking maybe closer to late Sunday. It's not a complete washout this weekend, I will give you that, but as we head into Sunday night, that cold front's going to work its way through, and we could see the potential for snow to form, lake effect snow to form Monday and Tuesday. But again, today, it's a bit blustery, it's chilly, wind chills only in the 30s, Gary, so I definitely recommend grabbing that extra layer heading out to work today.
And overnight, 29. Oof.
Yes, a bit brisk.
Yes. Eric, thanks. The New York State Department of Environment, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Libitor. Get ready for a bit of a damp morning out there. Meteorologist Eric Gage over in the Weather Center. And Eric, will things be drying out?
Yeah, so it'll dry out later on this morning, but at least early part of the day today, we're dodging some rain, even some snow showers, Gary. Let's take a look first at the wind gusts that were reported yesterday from the Mesonet network here, and some of these totals here peaking 45 miles an hour in Brookfield, Sherburne 42 miles an hour. Thankfully, the worst case scenario did not take place, but either way, these are still some pretty strong winds. There were isolated reports of wind damage, but again, the good news is this was not as bad as it could have been. Currently, the winds still are on the stronger side, between 10 and even 15 miles an hour. Expect that to increase this afternoon, so we are tracking another blustery and windy day on tap today. In the meantime, downtown Utica, seeing a glimpse of sunshine mixed in with that lake effect cloud cover and damp conditions to start your day. The radar picking up on some rain, even some snow showers in parts of the southern valleys. In fact, some locations, thanks to you guys for submitting your reports here in the North Country Southern Valleys, Pittsfield, Litchfield, Edmiston, Sherburne, Columbus, Maryland, and the hilltops of Route 23 heading toward Norwich, all reporting at least some snow mixing in. And again, a lot of this is not quite reaching the ground, or I should say it's not quite accumulating on road surfaces. It is accumulating on non-road surfaces, things in like grass or whatnot. But either way, as we progress throughout the morning, we're going to warm up a little bit, and we're going to dry up with some sunshine this afternoon. We're going to track what we can expect rainfall-wise following today, heading into tomorrow and the weekend coming up in a couple of minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The skies may not.
Channel 2 is brought to you by Holland Farms Bakery in Delhi.
Welcome back to Sunrise on this Thursday morning. Our photo of the day today showcases a rare cloud formation that took place yesterday. We received some calls, emails, direct messages about it. And you guys were not mistaken. It is a very unique cloud formation, and this is what's called asperities clouds. And if you look at it, it almost looks as if you are underwater looking at the top of at least the top of the water in the ocean there. There are wavy clouds produced by just very strong winds in the atmosphere. You get the right conditions and the right level of moisture in the atmosphere to produce clouds like this. So one of my favorite cloud formations, and if you saw this yesterday, this is basically what it is, sent in from Skyler. And if you have a photo showcasing unique clouds or anything that you might think can showcase the beauty of your neck of the woods, whether it be fall photos or whatnot, send it to WKTV.com/weather/pics. Now, coming up, we're going to talk about the rainfall and even some snowfall taking place right now, what follows this afternoon, and how warm we're going to get as you progress toward the evening. Gary?
Eric, thanks. The tree that will stand at
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
We're starting out today with damp conditions from scattered lake effect rain showers, but we have a very vibrant scene of the sunrise in Utica. Look at this shot right here. Yeah, there's a lot of clouds here toward the east, but the sun is trying its best to rise in all that commotion up in the sky there. So you can see just a beautiful, vibrant color there out toward the east. So this morning, we're going to see a mix of these lake effect clouds. We're going to have better opportunity for sunshine this afternoon, but we got to get through this lake effect first. Some snow working its way in the hilltops of the southern valleys, some of these lake effect rain and snow bands. Rain, of course, in the lower elevations in the Mohawk Valley. Snow reported up in the Adirondacks. As we progress throughout the morning, as I mentioned, we're going to see this lake effect machine begin to wind down and more sunshine to work its way in. But either way, despite that sunshine arriving this afternoon, the temperatures today only in the 40s for highs, and that's just on paper. We have some pretty strong winds today between 15 and 20 miles an hour. That feels like temperature is going to be only in the mid-30s. I do recommend if you were heading out today to dress accordingly, dress warmly, because it will not feel warm by any means outside for much of the day today. On top of that, today's highs will only be in the or at least in terms of rainfall, rain chances will be decreasing as we head throughout the day. Highs for tomorrow and Saturday in the upper 40s, low 50s. A bit of a warm-up, but as we progress toward the end of the weekend, and the early part of next week, you can see here a major dip down into the mid-30s by Monday and Tuesday. So, on our Skycast today, we start out with a mix of sun and a few scattered rain and lake effect snow showers. As you progress throughout the afternoon, we will see some sunshine continue on with highs in the upper 30s, low 40s. As we head into tonight, we're going to see a very narrow rain band move its way north. Not a whole lot in terms of rainfall. In fact, I don't think we're going to see any rain from that system at all. And then clouds increase as we head into Friday morning, into Friday afternoon. Maybe a glimpse of sunshine here and there, but either way, we're going to track that rainfall moving its way in, heading into Friday night and beyond. Lingering drizzle early Saturday, and then as we head toward the end of the week or end of the weekend, we'll have better opportunities for even some lake effect snow to take place early next week. Stay tuned for updates on that. Your 7-day forecast, rain showers developing on Sunday, highs 30s Monday and Tuesday as we head into Veterans Day. So it's going to be a bit chilly to start out the work week next week. But back to the weather today. Yes, on paper in the 40s, the wind chill feels like the mid-30s. So definitely grab that thicker flannel winter jacket. Stay warm outside.
Especially
today.
at the bus stop.
Yes.
Eric, thanks. November is National Epilepsy.
With Gary Lipitor.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Gary Lipitor.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2 meteorologist Eric Gage.
And we lucked out with all those winds last night. Not too bad.
Yeah, thankfully no significant reports of wind damage or isolated reports of it. But again, when it comes to events like that, when we get the better side of it, always thankful for that type of situation. Let's take a look at the radar right now, because we are still seeing the effect of that strong cold front yesterday, producing rain, even some snow mixing in higher elevations. A big thank you to all of you who have been sending in reports of snow in your neck of the woods. I think I received over 200 reports from around the area sent into my social media. So again, a big thank you. That helps us tremendously in terms of forecasting what locations are seeing snow and what locations saw just rain. But you can see here, it's beginning to wind down a little bit. The energy is getting cut off downwind of the Great Lakes, so over the next couple of hours, maybe some lingering drizzle as well, but for the most part, we're going to progressively dry out. Now, mixed in with this rain and snow, you might have seen what's called graupel. This is taken in Clinton by Tom. You can see these little pellets here, and coming up in the next half hour, I'm going to dive into what causes this and why it's graupel season here in New York State. Still though, currently 43 light rain, 23 mile-per-hour winds right now, so that feels like temperature sitting at 34 degrees. So it's still a very chilly afternoon out there. We're going to dry out over the next few hours, cool down tonight with increasing clouds. Tomorrow starting out dry, but we've got more rainfall on the way. We'll track those chances coming up in a couple of minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Sad news.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon. Depending on your location this morning, you could have seen everything but the kitchen sink fall from the sky today, ranging from snow to rain to even some graupel mixing in. But I want to focus on this graphic right here, the Mesonet camera network taking a look all across central New York, and more importantly, heading up north, Old Forge, Whiteface. Now, Whiteface obviously being so high up, you're going to see snow regardless this time of year. But Old Forge, look at that, a nice dusting of snow up in those higher elevations in the Adirondacks. And as you head farther south, there are reports of snow, but then you get the temperatures ranging just above freezing, and that snow melts as quickly as it falls. So either way, it's been a pretty interesting morning here across the region. Live look in Cooperstown, temperature 38 degrees. So it is a cool afternoon out there. We have pretty strong winds as the backside of that cold front producing some lake effect here across the northeast. But again, as we progress throughout the afternoon, see the energy being cut off right there. The snow, rain begins to taper off over the next few hours. So technically our high for the day will be in the low 40s, but with those strong winds taking place right now between 15 and 20 miles an hour, that feels like temperature sitting at 34 degrees for the high today. So again, it's one of those afternoons that you want to make sure you have some extra layers, despite it maybe not quite looking like it when you look at the temperature on your phone here. Tomorrow and Saturday, highs approaching near 50. It's going to be a warm-up comparatively to today, but as we head into the second half of the weekend, Sunday a little cooler, but then the major cool down takes place Monday and Tuesday as another strong cold front rolls through the area. This is going to drop those temperatures down into the mid-30s toward the beginning of next week. So as you can see here, the initial lake effect begins to taper off. We've got some more sunshine on tap as we head into the evening. Now, of course, this is 6 p.m., so at this point in time, it's already dark out. So clearer skies by your evening commute. Then, by the overnight, clouds will increase. Temperatures peak into the low to, I'd say maybe closer to low 50s tomorrow. Then that widespread rain begins to arrive in the late evening and overnight. Saturday, I would say it's mostly dry, but we're going to be dodging a few areas of spotty drizzle here and there. I wouldn't rule it out entirely. So when it comes to conditions Saturday, expect a damp, cloudy day with temperatures in the upper 40s to low 50s. On Sunday, it's a little cooler. The actual driest part of the weekend will be Saturday evening through the overnight. Sunday, it starts out dry, a few weak waves of energy producing maybe a few light sprinkles, but the actual rainfall, notable rain on the weekend arrives Sunday night. And then again, that produces the cooler air that can create some snow showers early next week. But either way, Gary, today, the wind chill's in the 30s. It's definitely cool out there. I brought my flannel to stay warm outside today.
At least enjoy the last full day dry conditions for several days, it looks like.
Yeah, we'll have some rain opportunities in the next few days.
Eric, thanks. Well, in a world of weight loss drugs, meteorologist Eric Gage joining us now. And Eric, I took a call in the newsroom this morning from a woman in Whitesboro, said she thought some snow was falling down, but probably not, right? Yeah,
this is something different. I mentioned at the top of the hour, we had reports of what's called a graupel, and it's a little different than snowfall, and I'll explain what it is here. So again, here's a look at what it looks like in person. It's not quite snow. It looks somewhat powdery. If you were to pick it up in your hand, it might crumble. And if you're wondering, well, how does that form? Well, here's basically what's going on in the atmosphere today. So snow forms. It's cold enough way up in the sky that there are flakes falling. Then there are what are called supercooled water droplets. Basically, the rain is falling fast enough where it hasn't froze just yet. So basically, these water droplets are falling in a temperature below 32 degrees. So what it does is it starts to collect what's called a rime on the snowflake right there, and that begins to produce a little snow pellet. Tiny white pellets that resemble small hail, but it's not as hard as hail. It's not solid ice. It's just a conglomerate of a little bit of collections of frozen water droplets on top of that snowflake. So again, it'll fall on the ground as a soft-like material. And some of you saw that today. Now, we are going to see a lot less of it in the next couple of hours. Live look at the radar, things are slowly drying up. We will see a pretty dry afternoon and early evening. In fact, overnight looking dry too. We start out dry tomorrow, but we are tracking our next round of rainfall heading into the weekend. We'll have a look at that chance on Friday as well as throughout the weekend coming up in a couple of minutes. Gary?
Eric, thanks. 7 firefighters were injured after a fire that spread to several parked cars led to a massive explosion in the Bronx. Officials received the call around 7 last night for the report of a car explosion. They say garbage and debris were on fire on the sidewalk. The flames spread to a couple of cars before the large explosion occurred. 7 firefighters were injured, including 5.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Tower camera shaking a little bit from those strong winds moving through the Mohawk Valley this afternoon. Time now is 12:40 going on 12:41. And we take a look right now at the Mesnet camera network where a lot of the area seeing, well, slightly damp conditions. Some of you saw some snow, some graupel, but a lot of this has melted with the exception of some higher elevations up north. Old Forge, Whiteface, obviously being so high up, you're going to still see some snowfall there. But again, sections of the Adirondacks, some higher elevations in the southern valleys, got to see some of that snow early this morning. In a live look in Cooperstown, it's a damp early afternoon. Temperature only 39 degrees, and that's not even including the wind chill just yet. In fact, we'll take a look right here at those strong winds carrying some of these bands of lake effect rain, drizzle, snow. Just an overall mixed bag of weather today. But you can see it is starting to wind down a little bit. A lot of that heavier rainfall bands beginning to fall apart. But either way, today's high is about 10 degrees below average. Normal high sits at 52 this time of year. We're sitting at 42 degrees, but that's just on paper. We look at the wind speeds right now between 15 and 20 miles per hour. Those feels like temperatures down into the mid-30s. So definitely jacket weather out there today. Feeling a lot more like, I would say, even late November, early December. We are expecting a slight warm-up heading into tomorrow and Saturday. Sunday, slightly cooler, but then a big drop in the temperature takes place Monday and Tuesday. That's going to be our shot of seeing potentially some lake effect snow in portions of the state. On our Skycast, we can see that lake effect beginning to wind down. It's a pretty dry afternoon and evening across the area. By 6 p.m. tonight, well, of course, it's already dark out, but your evening commute is going to be pretty quiet for the most part. Then we're going to see clouds increase overnight. Heading into early Friday, it's a mostly cloudy day, but again, still mostly dry. A south wind carries some warmer temperatures into the low 50s. And then widespread rain moves in heading into Friday evening, just in time for the evening commute and during the overnight hours. Saturday, if you're wondering how the weekend's shaping up, now it is expected to be mostly cloudy, maybe a few peaks of sunshine here and there. But there also is opportunity for drizzle in portions of the area. So I would say it's a damp afternoon Saturday, a little breezy. The winds weaken in the overnight hours with a few more chances for spotty showers heading into Sunday and beyond. Heading into Sunday night, that's our best shot for widespread rain as the backside of that low pressure will drop those temperatures. We got lake effect snow chances heading into Monday and, of course, Veterans Day, Tuesday of next week. But still, despite those temperatures on paper next week being in the 30s, even today, our high officially at 44. Feeling like a lot cooler than that, sitting at the 30s, 20s for the overnight lows tonight. And again, we still have some more rain chances to follow today heading into Friday evening. Gary?
Eric, thanks. We are back with News Talk.
The forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Wow, the wind last night, and now I can't believe how many people were sending pictures and video of snow.
It's like every time it happens, the first time it seems to be very exciting, right? it's for being this part of the year, it's not unprecedented, but yeah. A coating of snow this morning. This is from Skyline Drive. Dave Tewksbury taking this, and again, for most of us that did see it, it was just a mere dusting. But just a reminder that we've got to think about getting ready for the winter, whether it's putting on the snow tires or just digging out the shovel, because inevitably it is going to come. Not anytime soon, but there are some signs maybe in the long range outlook. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. 37 degrees, partly cloudy skies. We are watching the possibility of the northern lights tonight. We're going to be contending with some cloud cover here, but we'll take a look at if this is going to be a possibility. Rain returns tomorrow afternoon, and a very active weather pattern is ahead. Temperatures continue to fall into the 30s this evening, mostly cloudy skies. We're tracking our next round of rain for late tomorrow. A look at the forecast is coming up. Kristen, back to you.
All right, now what people are really looking forward to.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're tracking cloud cover across parts of central New York. Chilly weather tonight. This is a live look in downtown Utica. Breezy, but it is dry. We did get some snow showers earlier today. Those have since come to an end, and it will stay dry this evening. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. The northern lights may end up showing up tonight. There's a G3 geomagnetic storm expected, which means it is possible that we could see the lights this evening. The one downside is the cloud cover, because we are tracking clouds across central New York, specifically in the Mohawk Valley. And so far, I've been watching the parameters this evening. The northern lights have not come out yet. And if they do, if you want to see them, I think your best bet is to head north. You're going to have to go up towards Boonville and Old Forge this evening to get into clear skies, if you really want to do that, or head east. Heading down the New York State Thruway closer to Albany. You may not have to go that far, maybe perhaps past St. Johnsville. Again, you just want clear skies to the north. These clouds are going to stick around between 7 to 10 p.m., and then widespread clouds will move in. So the window is relatively small to see this, but it is possible. And should they come out, should we be able to see these on Smith Hill, we'll be sending out an alert on our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Breezy conditions will continue over the next several days. We're in the middle of a pretty active weather pattern here, so I'm not seeing any let up in the wind, although it doesn't look to be strong. It will be pretty persistent over the next couple of days. Dolgeville, 38 degrees, Deansboro, 35. Across the southern valleys, 36 in Hamilton, 37 in Cooperstown, Oneonta with 34. Again, clouds will thicken up tonight. The next area of low pressure moving in. It's moving in from the same spot that the last one did. This one will not produce as much wind as it lifts to the north and east of us. It's going to take a slightly different track compared to the last one. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast again tonight. Clouds will be thickening up after midnight. We start out tomorrow morning, dry but cloudy. Temperatures in the low 40s. The weather looks cloudy throughout Friday. Rain will be arriving in the afternoon. Temperatures climb to near 50 degrees. Rain continues tomorrow night. A few showers linger into early Saturday. We should see some breaks in the overcast Saturday. A little bit of sunshine late, temperatures close to 50 degrees. We're watching next week. The stage is set for much colder weather Monday into Tuesday, and that could kick off lake effect snow showers. We're looking at two different computer models here, and they're both suggesting that we could see some lake effect. It is still too early to tell where, when, and how much, but again, that's the overall pattern. Mostly cloudy tonight, low of 29. Tomorrow, cloudy, rain develops in the afternoon, 50 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. A few showers early Saturday, 48. Sunday, 47. Rain returns. And Kristen, a chilly couple of days Monday and Tuesday, but we're back at the 40s Wednesday and Thursday.
Bill, thank you. The gooey, sticky meteorologist, Bill Curtis.
So many of us woke up with some snow this morning, especially in the higher elevations. Check out the view of Macaulay Mountain in Old Forge. Not only did it snow, but there was enough to coat the ground in a minor accumulation. This was taken today in the afternoon at about 1:45. So it's taking a little bit longer for some of that snow to melt in some places. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. It is dry, and we're looking at partly cloudy skies this evening. Temperatures will be close to 50 tomorrow, and then we start dropping. We're looking at much cooler weather here Monday and Tuesday of next week. Temperatures only in the 30s. If you're taking the dog out for a walk this evening, dress nice and warm. Temperatures are in the 30s. It's going to be a chilly one. Tonight's featured dog is Buddy from Herkimer. If you want to be part of this, head to Skycast WKTV on Facebook. This is brought to you by Nissan. Kristen, back to you.
All right, Bill, thank you. Let's check back.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We are tracking mostly cloudy skies across central New York. We are watching the cloud cover pretty closely because we are expecting the northern lights to show up here at some point this evening. So far, things have been pretty quiet on that front. A live look in Oneonta, temperature of 34 degrees. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look pretty quiet. The best chance of seeing these will be this evening and into early tonight. Not only are the conditions best early on, but also we'll have our best chance of seeing breaks in the overcast. By midnight and onward, we're looking at cloudy skies across central New York. So again, it is something we'll be keeping an eye on. Should the northern lights come out, we'll be sending out a text alert on our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. So that it is a way that you can, if you have the app, you'll get a notification. Again, should we be able to see this from Smith Hill with more than just the camera, but rather the naked eye? Sunset times, we are in that time of year where the sunset is very early. Tonight it is 4:46. It doesn't change very much over the next couple of weeks. I guess the good news is we're only going to lose about 21 more minutes from here on out, at least on the back end of the day. The earliest sunset of the year is 2 months from today, 4:25, and then things will start to brighten up here as we head past the winter solstice and beyond. Skywatchers checking in. Whitesboro 40 degrees, Cassville, Helen 35, Yorkville 39 degrees, Donna, Norway 38, Jeff and Mohawk 37, Schuyler 31, Skenevis 36, Westford, Dave with 34. Tracking pretty quiet weather for the short term. The next area of low pressure will be approaching from the west, and this one is going to bring rain to our area tomorrow, especially in the afternoon and evening, as well as tomorrow night. This is also taking a different track compared to the one that we saw yesterday, which this one's going to head to the north. Ultimately, it means less wind. We don't take the direct hit of wind that we did last night. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Partly cloudy skies early. Clouds thicken up as we head throughout the overnight. So after midnight, it turns cloudy. Temperatures will bottom out in the 30s, but will rise into the low 40s by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow afternoon, mostly cloudy skies. Rain looks to return in the afternoon and evening. The rain looks widespread. Rain will continue into tomorrow night. Saturday, a few lingering showers early in the day, but then will dry out, and it's looking mostly cloudy, but I am optimistic that we should see some sunshine before the day is done. Temperatures in the upper 40s. Next week, the weather patterns strongly favor a big dip in the jet stream, which could potentially produce lake effect snow showers here Monday night into Tuesday. There could be some accumulation just based on how this is trending, but again, it's too early at this point. We're going to continue to monitor that and give you updates throughout the rest of the week. Mostly cloudy tonight, low of 29. Tomorrow, cloudy, rain in the afternoon, 50 for the high. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Clouds, showers early Saturday will dry out. Next weather system arrives Sunday, producing some rain and a big drop in the temperature. Lake effect snow showers Monday and Tuesday. Temperatures in the 30s. We're back into the low 40s Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be right back.
You caught up on the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Many of you woke up to some snow earlier today or saw it during the late morning, early afternoon. This picture from Skyline Drive in Clinton by Dave Tewksbury. For many of us, it was just a coating of snow, and again, it was mainly along the hilltop locations, and just a reminder of what's eventually going to be coming. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We're looking at dry conditions tonight. 38 degrees, mostly cloudy skies being reported at Griffith and Rome. We're watching the possibility of northern lights tonight, especially early tonight, but cloud cover could be an issue. We're going to take a closer look at that. Rain returns tomorrow afternoon, and a very active weather pattern is ahead with much colder weather expected early next week. Mostly cloudy skies this evening, temperatures in the 30s. Again, tracking a return to rain beginning late tomorrow. Look at the forecast coming up. Kristen, back to you.
The Central New York War Monument on
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. A chilly day today. The weather's going to warm up a little bit heading into the weekend, but rain looks to return late tomorrow. We're live looking downtown Utica. We've been keeping an eye on the radar and the clouds because it is cloudy this evening and it is dry. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. We do have the possibility of the northern lights tonight. There's a piece of energy from the sun heading in our direction. I've been watching the parameters on this so far, and the lights have not come out, but they could this evening. And, well, unfortunately, this is not something that's easily predicted. So you need a lot of patience and a lot of time, and also, of course, the clear skies to be able to do this. If this storm materializes, though, the prediction is for a G3 storm, which would be large enough that we would be able to see with the naked eye and not just with a camera. So we are excited, but also, again, keeping an eye on the conditions here tonight. We're also watching the cloud cover because, unfortunately, we have this very stubborn, persistent band of lake effect clouds that will be stuck in the Mohawk Valley this evening. If you're looking to see the show, and conditions do arrive for that, you're going to want to head north or east to get into some of the clear. You don't have to go super far. It's drivable, but it is going to take a little bit of time to do that. If we do get the northern lights, and we can see them here on Smith Hill, we'll be sending out a push alert on our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Breezy conditions will continue over the next few days. We don't get rid of the wind this week at all. We've got a pretty active weather pattern ahead. Skywatchers checking in. We've got Whitesboro with 40. Mike in New Hartford, 36. Norway, 38. Schuyler, John, 31. Skinevus with 36. The next weather system arrives for the northwest, just like yesterday's, except this one is going to drive to the north, which means we get less wind with it, but we still get rain. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Clouds will thicken up after midnight. Overnight lows will drop into the 30s. Looking at a dry start to Friday. Rain arrives in the afternoon. Temperatures close to 50 degrees. Widespread rain Friday evening. Showers will linger into early Saturday. We should get a chance to dry out as we head into Saturday afternoon and hopefully get a few breaks of sunshine with temperatures close to 50 degrees. Looking ahead next week, there's a pattern on the table that suggests lake effect snow is in the cards looking ahead to Tuesday. We'll keep you posted because it is still too far away to be specific here. Mostly cloudy tonight, low of 29 tomorrow. Cloudy, rain in the afternoon, 50. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers early Saturday, 48. Sunday, rain returns late in the day, 47. Cold enough for snow showers here. Maybe even some lake effect on Veterans Day. Temperatures only in the 30s.
I guess that just came fast.
Yes, it
didn't
did.
All right, Bill, thank you. Still to come here on News.
Tonight, at the top of WKTV.com, we have a banner to Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Haven't seen you all day. Snowing everywhere this morning.
Hilltops.
Yeah, well,
Just
I'm on the hilltop, so that was my everywhere.
Yeah, this is from Dave Tewksbury in Clinton. This is Skyline Drive, so this is a higher spot. Just a light dusting here, but again, enough to get everyone to notice and send in those pictures. We definitely appreciate it. Yeah, get those snow tires on. You know it's coming. A live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things are looking quiet. We are looking at dry weather this evening. That's not going to be the case tomorrow. Our current temperature 31 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, calm winds. We are tracking increasing clouds tonight. Rain arrives tomorrow during the afternoon. It's going to be a wet start to the weekend, at least early Saturday. The second half looks dry and very active weather pattern. The next system's here Sunday, and that could bring in its wake cold air to produce lake effect snow sometime early next week. We'll take an early look at that. Increasing clouds tonight, low of 29. We're tracking our rain that looks to arrive tomorrow. We'll look at the forecast coming up. James, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight, Frankfort Police.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. We've been keeping an eye on the sky tonight. We've got clear skies in place, but we've been eagerly anticipating the northern lights, and so far this has been a dud. This hasn't materialized, but the night is still young, and it is still possible that we could get some activity here. But again, so far things haven't cooperated, and the sky cover has been questionable. We've been dealing with some lake effect clouds here too, but these clouds will be more problematic overnight. Should things radically change in the next hour or two when we end up seeing the northern lights, we will be sending a push alert on our Storm Tracker 2 weather app. Breezy conditions will be the name of the game as we go forward. We're tracking unsettled weather. Rain returns Friday, rain Friday night, the next system on Sunday, and that's going to create a big change in the overall weather pattern. So we're looking at the bigger picture. Again, some lingering lake effect cloud cover from earlier today. We go to the west. This area of low pressure is going to move to the north of us. So unlike the last one, which took a nosedive and went right across us, this one moves to our north, and we're away from the pressure gradient, so it doesn't produce quite as much wind as what we saw yesterday night. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast. Tonight, increasing clouds. Overnight lows drop down into the upper 20s to low 30s. Tomorrow, we start out with cloudy skies, temperatures near 40 degrees. The rain will be arriving in the late afternoon and early evening, and it looks wet throughout the evening time. Temperatures will be in the upper 40s to low 50s. Showers continue into early Saturday morning, and then we'll get a chance to dry out. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies Saturday, temperatures near 50 degrees. Next week, we're keeping an eye on things because the jet stream is going to take a huge dive to the south. What that does is it sets the stage for lake effect snowfall. And it looks like Tuesday could be our best bet of seeing any accumulation here. The overall weather pattern, again, produces widespread lake effect snow. And again, it'll still take several days to pin down where that happens and how much could potentially we be talking about. But again, things to keep in mind: time to get out the snow brush, the shovel, get the snowblower ready. It's just a matter of time. It's one of those things. It's inevitable, kind of like death. Mostly cloudy. I'm just kidding. 29 degrees. Tomorrow, cloudy. Rain late, a high of 50.
I got to sit down.
Jay, sit down.
I'm closer to it than you are.
Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. 48 degrees on Saturday, rain late. Sunday, widespread rain, and then snow showers here Monday and Tuesday. I mean, I'm not
I might
wrong.
have used taxes before I used death.
Well, I
but
know.
Snow happens.
That's the 10 o'clock news.
It is the 10 o'clock news. All right, thank you, Bill. Coming up next, the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. Hey, we said it was coming. Hilltop's got it this morning.
Yeah, a little bit of snow this morning, getting a lot of attention. This is on Skyline Drive in Clinton. This is taken by Dave Tewksbury. We are tracking dry weather tonight. Next weather maker will be rain, and we're not going to be expecting snow with that one. But we look ahead, there are more chances ahead, so it's always something to keep in mind for the future, get things ready for the inevitable winter season. Live look at the Yorkville Battery, Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Things look quiet. Temperature-wise, we're sitting at 31 degrees. Cloudy skies, calm winds. Our weather headlines: increasing clouds tonight. Rain returns tomorrow afternoon. And looking ahead, the weather patterns favor snow chances, specifically Tuesday of next week. We'll take a closer look. Increasing clouds tonight, low of 29. Rain returns tomorrow. We're taking a look at that along with the weekend forecast that's coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. New tonight.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Now looking at clear conditions and dry weather on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. A few clouds are starting to work in from the west tonight. We've been keeping an eye on the northern lights. We were expecting a pretty good show here this evening, and so far this has disappointed. If you were looking for this and you haven't seen it yet, it's because they haven't come out. We're going to continue to monitor this because there's supposed to be a piece of energy coming through tonight at some point, and that could spark off the northern lights. However, our window is getting shorter here because we do have cloud cover that's moving in from the west, and after midnight or so, the high clouds are going to take over. A reminder, you can always get weather information on our Storm Tracker 2 weather app should things miraculously change in the short term here. We do plan on putting out a push alert should the northern lights be visible through about midnight. But again, it doesn't look very likely. Freezing conditions will continue as we head into the next several days. We're in this active weather pattern, which means the wind is not going away anytime soon. And the next weather system is on the way. We look to the north and west. This area of low pressure that's producing widespread rain will be moving in tomorrow. Most of this goes to our north, or at least the center of this goes to the north, which means that strong pressure gradient that often causes winds will be not here, or at least the stronger winds will be to the north this time around. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight, increasing clouds, overnight lows drop down into the upper 20s. Friday morning, your morning commute looks dry and a bit breezy. with temperatures in the upper 30s. The weather remains cloudy throughout the day tomorrow. We should see rain arrive in the late afternoon to early evening. The rain will be widespread, generally steady, but generally light to moderate. Rain showers continue into tomorrow night, and I think Saturday starts out wet, but then we do dry out. We'll see clouds. Temperatures climb into the upper 40s. Next week, a big dive in the jet stream is expected to cause much colder weather to arrive, and this could generate widespread lake effect snow, potentially accumulating here for Tuesday. Again, it is several days out, but this is something we're going to be watching very closely. Mostly cloudy tonight, a low of 29. Tomorrow, clouds followed by rain late, a high of 50. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Showers early Saturday, followed by a few breaks of sunshine, 48. Sunday, 47, rain late. And then it's chilly, snow showers. Get ready, temperatures in the 30s Monday and Tuesday.
Highly doubtful at this point it'll really stick for very long because we're back up into the 40s after that.
Yeah, I'll start to melt if we do get any, for
All
sure.
right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thanks, Bill. Coming up next,